If you're watching this, there's a good chance of at least one of these being true. You're on a help desk and you want out of ticket jail. You're trying to break into IT and everyone keeps telling you to get your CCNA. Or you've already bought the book and it's sitting on your desk just staring at you. This series is my answer to that. I'm building a complete CCNA journey series from the perspective of someone who started on the phones, worked their way into networking, and now leads a support team. In this episode, I'm going to tell you who I am, what this course is, how I'm going to teach you, and what you can expect if you stick around. Hi, everyone. My name is Lance. I started my career in a call center, taking call after call, day after day, from angry customers who couldn't get on the internet. That was my life. I put the headset on, the call queue would already be full. I'd pick up the phone, and people were yelling that nothing was working. From there, I moved on to the help desk. I spent years being the person on the other end of the phone trying to translate things like, it worked yesterday, why isn't it working today? It's working for Billy upstairs, but it's not working for me, into actual technical problems that I could solve. Over time, I fell in love with networking, with understanding why packets move the way they do, and how one misconfigured setting can take an entire office down. Fast forward to today, I work in management over a support team. I'm responsible not only for fixing issues, but for building processes, training technicians, and making sure our clients stay online and satisfied. I'm not some distant trainer who's only lived in labs. I've lived in the ticket queue. I've been the one getting called at 2 a.m. And I've mentored technicians who wanted to take the same steps you're trying to take now, going from someone that resets passwords to someone who actually understands network infrastructure and concepts. So, what do I want to do with this course? Simple. I want to get you ready for the CCNA in a way that actually makes sense in the real world. I want you to pass the CCNA exam with confidence. Actually understand what you're configuring and troubleshooting, not just memorize commands. Also, I want you to be able to connect what you see on the job to the theory that Cisco is teaching you on. If you're brand new to IT, I want this to be your on ramp. If you're already on the help desk, I want this to be the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be next. My goal is that by the time you finish this series, you won't just think, I studied for an exam. You'll think, I can walk into a real environment, look at a network diagram or a ticket, and actually have a plan. Now, let's talk about how I'm going to do that, because this part matters. This isn't going to be a dry reading of the CCNA exam objectives, a 10-hour lecture where you watch me type commands with no context, or a bunch of trivia that doesn't help you once you're on the job. Here's how this course is going to work instead. We'll walk through the CCNA exam objectives in a logical way. We're going to hit those exam objectives, but we'll group them in a way that feels natural. We'll start with the foundations, what a network actually is, IP addressing and subnetting, how switches and routers work. Then we'll build into VLANs and trunking, the basics of routing, DHCP, DNS, and NAT, access list, wireless, and even some basic security concepts. You'll always know which exam objectives we're working on and how they connect to each other. We'll tie exam objectives into real world scenarios. Wherever possible, I'm going to anchor those objectives to things you'll actually see. We use examples and concepts behind that. Someone moves a desk and loses internet. That could be an IP address issue, a VLAN issue, or a physical issue. One department can't reach another. That could be something wrong with the routing table or something to do with ACLs. An entire site has gone down because of a link failure. That's a redundancy issue and a design flaw. I want you to look at problems and be able to say, okay, that lines up with this concept. We'll use labs and configs you can actually practice on. We're going to jump into tools like Packet Tracer or something similar so you can build small networks, configure switches and routers, and most importantly, allow you to break things so you can learn how to fix them. When we cover an exam objective like configure inter-VLAN routing or troubleshoot default gateway issues, you'll see it and do it, not just hear about it. We'll focus on mindset, not just commands. Most people think that CCNA is about memorizing show commands and config syntax. That's part of it, but the real value is learning to think like the network. We want to trace the path a packet takes, ask the right questions when something breaks, use the OSI model in your tools logically instead of randomly trying stuff, hoping something sticks to the wall. The exam objectives are the checklist. The mindset is what makes you effective when things go wrong at 3 a.m. So, why should you stick around and actually follow my series? Because this isn't just me talking at you. This is meant to be your CCNA journey. Here's what I want from you. Treat this like a real course, not just background noise. Pause the videos and do the labs when we get to them. Ask questions and share where you're struggling in the comment section. If subnetting freaks you out, I want you to say that. If VLANs are still fuzzy to you, I want to know. If you've been stuck in the same help desk role for years and you want out, tell me below in the comment section. I want to shape later episodes and produce extra content around what you are actually dealing with. If you commit to showing up, watching the videos, taking notes, engaging with me, and practicing, I'll commit to breaking things down clearly, keeping everything tied to the CCNA exam objectives, and helping you get to a place where the CCNA doesn't feel impossible anymore. Okay, that's the plan. Who I am. Someone who's been where you are and made the jump into networking and leadership. What I want to do, get you ready for the CCNA in a way that actually translates to real world work. How I'll do it? By walking through the exam objectives with you, trying them in real scenarios, and giving you labs you can actually practice. If that sounds like the kind of course you've been looking for, here's what to do next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming episodes. Tap like so YouTube knows this video is worth showing to other people on the same path as you. And drop a comment in the sections below where you introduce yourself. I want to know where you are in your IT journey. I want to know if you've already scheduled your CCNA or if you're just getting started. In the next episode, we're going to start building the foundations with one of the key CCNA exam objectives, IP addresses. So, I'm glad you're here, and let's get you ready for your CCNA.